Yes, you read the title correctly. I have heat damage. I really can't say that without smiling. Like, I'm smiling, but it ain't funny. If you follow me on any of my other social platforms, you already know because I shared it like a month ago. But I'm finally ready to share all the details here on YouTube with my girl. From the initial salon visit, discovering the damage, styles that I did after the damage, what I'm doing to try to recover from the damage. Honestly, count how many times I say damage in this video. So let's just start from the beginning, taking y'all back to my salon visit, which was June 16th. If y'all don't know, I already have a whole YouTube video on the salon visit, you know, getting my hair done. But if you didn't watch that, I'll just explain. So my ex was jet black color, long layers, silk press. That's what I wanted. And everything was going well. You know, he started off with the jet black demi-dye. He mixed the color in the back, brought it out, applied it to my already stretched hair. At that point, I had washed my hair the day prior, and I just had in some Mayel leave-in conditioner, the pomegranate honey, my favorite. Shout out to Mayel. But yeah, so I just had that, and my hair was stretched. He applied the dye, let it sit, and then he went to the wash bowl, washed it out, conditioned it. You know, basic stuff. And then he went on to blow out my hair. He used the new Dyson Neural blow dryer or whatever. And then from there, he silk pressed my hair out. He trimmed it. He did the layers. He used the hot comb on my hair. I told him, when I saw the hot comb, I was like, I've never had a hot comb touch my hair. And he was like, oh, I'm about to bring back some childhood trauma. And I'm like, okay. Okay. So he used the hot comb on my hair, and then he went on to curl it, pin it, let the curls sit, drop them. You know, it was cute. I liked my hair. I liked it. I had a good time. You know, I liked the stylist or whatever. I want to say I kept my hair straight for about 3 weeks. The original plan was to only keep it straight for 2, but I just didn't feel like doing my hair. So fast forward, it's time to wash. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I'll be doing my hair late. I think it was either a Sunday or a Monday. Text my group chat. I was like, y'all think it's too late to wash my hair? I was like, you know, I'm gonna wash it because this hair needs to be washed. So I got in the shower, wet my hair with some water, and instantly I knew something was different. I'm looking around like, who barbecuing? Cause I noticed not my hair smelling like that. I used my K18 clarifying shampoo just to reset, followed up with the Sacred hydrating shampoo and then the hydrating deep conditioner. While I was shampooing, you know, it was a breeze, like detangled easily, whatever, but my hair didn't look the same. Keep in mind, I have a mirror in my shower, but I feel like the anti-fog coating kind of wore off, so that didn't prepare me for what I saw after I got out the shower. I felt like I was missing a bundle. Straight pieces, perimeter straight. I was at a loss for words. The style I did was a braid out. I didn't record this whole process just because, one, I don't like filming my wash days because it takes too long. And I wasn't thinking I would have the heat damage that I did, so I didn't document it. And when I was doing my braid out, it's just me braiding my hair, and I didn't want to be on camera when I was visually upset. Because I'm like, nobody wants to watch this right now because I'm going to just be negative. Like, maybe people would have enjoyed that video, but I would not have enjoyed making it. Not everything is content. I wanted to feel my feelings alone. So I did my braids. Braids were feeling boneless. It's important to note, all the ends of my braids were straight. I couldn't finger coil the ends. I couldn't do a twist at the ends. I needed perm rods. And it was very reminiscent of when I was transitioning from relaxed hair to natural. This was years ago. I'm like, I couldn't even find my small perm rods, but I ended up finding a few, put them on, took my braid out the following day, and it just wasn't hitting. It was not hitting. Like, the braid out had no texture. The braid out was flat. wasn't really holding a curl because my hair was damaged. Let's take this down. Yes, my hair is still long, but it's not healthy. Do y'all see these ends? Normally, I don't have to put a perm rod at the end of my braid or twist whenever I do a style, but now I'm forced to because they're straight. And even when I put the perm rod, it doesn't hold a curl because it's so straight. Do y'all see that? This looks a mess. Like, this might look okay to some people, but this is not up to my standards. This is not how I like wearing my hair. I have heat damage around the perimeter, on the ends, throughout. It's just very, 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 very crazy. I'm so annoyed. I am so annoyed. How am I supposed to create hair content if, one, I really don't find joy in doing my hair anymore, and two, my hair isn't performing how it usually performs. Oh, I'm just so annoyed. I am just so annoyed. And you know the funny thing? I honestly didn't cry over the situation. I feel like the old me would have been bawling. But now it's just like, it is what it is. Very, very unfortunate, but it's like I just gotta charge it to the game. Maybe I'm numb to being disappointed, but it's like the damage is done. There's really nothing. It's out of my control. It is nothing I can do about it. Yes, people are like, oh, just give it time, just give it time, just give it time. I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm not in the business of walking around with a style that I don't like. I'm not in the business of having hair that I don't like. And right now, I don't like my hair. I don't like it. So if that means I have to cut it, I have to cut it. And when I say I have to cut it, I'm cutting it because I really don't want anyone else touching my hair. Respectfully. From that video, you can see that my hair, it didn't look like my hair. Y'all know I have a lot of hair. It's thick. My hair gives 5 bundles, and that braid I was given 2. I wasn't feeling it. And oh, it's also important to note, during the wash day, I didn't know my hair was as damaged as it was. If I did, I wouldn't have applied the deep conditioner. I would have went straight into the K18. But if you know K18, you're supposed to apply that on freshly shampooed hair, not freshly conditioned hair. So couldn't do that. So I did that the next wash. Like, I really don't want to do another like braid out, roller style, twist out, whatever. So I just blew out my hair, my rub air, did my curls. Wasn't really hitting on nothing. But I felt a little bit better about my blown out hair than my braid out because the heat damage was a little camouflage because you couldn't tell like straight pieces from the non-heat damage pieces. It all looked seamless. So I did enjoy that. And then after that style, I was going to do a perm rod set. But after 3 rollers, I was like, I can't do this because the ends were just so straight. Yes, the rollers would have curled it, but I knew all the work that goes into perm rod sets. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I opted for a flexi rod set. Flexi rod set, it came out cute, but the curls didn't last as long as they normally last because there's no elasticity in the heat damage pieces. I just wasn't feeling it. From an outsider looking in, they probably thought, oh, her hair is beautiful, it's cute, but it wasn't up to my standards. And me personally, I don't look for external validation. If I don't like my hair, I don't like my hair. I don't care if 10 people tell me, oh my gosh, your hair is so beautiful. I don't like it. It ain't up to my standards. So back to the drawing board it was. And yeah, now we're basically here. And now let's talk about my game plan for actually recovering from the damage. So initially my plan was to chop off all my hair. I wanted to pull a Britney. I don't care. The moment I saw all those straight pieces, I said, oh baby, I'm not dealing with this. I wasn't gonna grab the clippers and go full buzz cut, but I did want to cut off a good chunk of my hair because I just feel like the best product on the market for heat damage is a pair of shears. If I were to cut this much off, my hair would still be damaged because the damage is at the root. But clearly I didn't cut my hair, as you can see, even though I really wanted to. But you know, since this is my job, I just figured now's the perfect time to test out all these bond repair products, because I feel like every brand on the market has a bond repair product now. I was like, I'm just testing them out to see if they really work, because I couldn't test them out before because my hair was healthy. It really didn't make any sense to use the products. But now I can really put them to the test. So my plan is to use products individually, and what I mean by that, I'm going to use one brand for a certain period of time, assess my hair, move on to the next brand. Assess my hair, move on to the next brand. And that's how I'm going about it, because I feel like there would be no way to really tell if a product works if I'm just mixing up all these different products. So as I mentioned earlier, I was using K18. I want to say I used it for about a month and a half. The leave-in molecular repair mask is like their hero product that's supposed to like repair bonds and all that fun stuff. I don't want to get into the science of it right now. Y'all can Google it. I'll probably do a whole separate video dedicated to the products that I'm using, but I used this for about a month and a half. I want to say I did about 7 treatments. What does it say? Hold up. It doesn't say it on the bottle, but I think I read on the website, like after 6 uses, you can like really see a difference. I'll put the pictures up and y'all can tell me if y'all see a difference in the heat damage pieces. The hair is still straight. The hair is still straight. That's why I wanted to come in. Oh, let me calm down. Now, while it didn't really help the straight pieces, I will say that the hair up here does feel a lot better, because from the first wash, my hair felt limped. It felt horrible. I didn't know whose hair was on my head. But now, you know, my hair kind of feels like mine. Now, I will say this bottle is tiny, but a little bit does go a long way. That's the maximum recommended usage is 3 pumps, but I use 4. I got a lot of hair. I use 4 pumps, and I still have a lot in this bottle. So yeah, this was the main treatment that I was using the first month and a half of me, you know, trying to recover from the heat damage. I also have the clarifying shampoo and the other shampoo and the conditioner and the molecular repair hair oil. I do have the dry shampoo, but I never used that. And they did come out with a heat protectant. I don't have the heat protectant, and that heat protectant like $50. I don't know. I don't know. I might get it. I might not. We'll see. So now that I tested out the K18, I think the next brand that I'm going to use is Olaplex, because those are like direct competitors and I just want to compare the two. But I'm like, everything is just so expensive. I do already own some Olaplex, but there are some products that I want to get. So maybe I'll go to Ulta and get some, or maybe I'll just save Olaplex for the 3rd brand that I use. Low-key, I want to go to Sally's and get the Bomb Bar products, because I heard those are comparable to Olaplex. But we'll see. You know, since we're on the topic of hair products, I'm going to just throw out some brands that I will be using. K18, Olaplex, Alpha G, Fenty Hair, Sacred, Bond Bar, Amika. What are some drugstore brands? Should I use Garnier? Because I know they have a little hair filler thing. Who else? I'm drawing a blank right now. There are a lot of products out. CosRX, the skincare brand, they also have some bond repair products. Hold on. I just grabbed what I could. Everybody was in the comments saying, Alpha G, Alpha G, Alpha G. I know about Alpha G. I got Alpha G. Have I used it? No. But I have the products for when the time comes. I'm just not trying to overload my hair with protein. But yeah, like I said, I got these in PR a little bit ago. They're from CosRX. If you know the like snail mucin skincare, this is that brand. And I just thought about the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate, Wella. Oh, this is going to be a very long journey. But what a lot of y'all don't know is I've been through this already. I did have a relaxer back in the day, and I transitioned to natural successfully. So it's like, I know what to do. It just, I don't want to do it. But you know, since this is my job, I'm going to test out the products for y'all. And we going to see if they work. Do I have high hopes? No. I do not have high hopes because the hair is straight. So will I just be throwing my money down the drain buying all these different products? Maybe. But it's for y'all. Anything for my girls to let y'all know if these products really work. Oh yeah, and going back to the products that I will be using, I gotta say this because I fear we are losing the plot. I say this in the nicest way possible. I know some of y'all mean well, but respectfully, I do not want the recipe to your mother's peach cobbler. I'm not going to mix eggs and yogurt and onion juice and olive oil and silicone mix and milk and any other things. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Somebody gave me a whole 10 ingredient recipe. Oh, use this and your curls will be back. I hate to break it to you. That Greek yogurt is not bringing the curls back. And now I'm here to answer some frequently asked questions because, child, people had a lot to say. And I gotta clear up a few things. So the first question, did the stylist use heat protectant? Yes. I saw a lot of comments saying, oh my gosh, he didn't use heat protectant. No heat protectant was applied. Heat protectant was used, believe it or not. Even if you didn't see it be applied in the video, heat protectant was used. Did it put up a good fight? Clearly not. Now this brings me to the next question, what products were used? Now he used the Brazilian blowout line. Stay with me. The shampoo, the conditioner, the deep conditioner, the ionic blowout spray, I believe that's what it's called. As far as tools go, he used the Dyson, the T3 flat iron, T3 curling iron, and a hot comb. Now going back to when I discovered the damage, I was like, the math isn't mathing. And when I posted about it, people were saying, oh, that's a relaxer, that's a relaxer. But me, I'm like, he didn't use a relaxer. I had a relaxer. I know what a relaxer is. So I'm just going back and forth trying to make sense of the damage. And I'm like, could he have used the Brazilian blowout treatment on me? Because it's one thing to use a smoothing shampoo and a smoothing conditioner. That's not going to alter your curl pattern. But I'm like, a little part of me thought, I'm like, okay, he did mix the dye in the bag. What if he used a Brazilian blowout express treatment? So I messaged him. I was like, oh, can you send me a picture of all the products you used in my hair? Now, when he sent me the pictures, I screenshotted all of them because I was out running errands. And I noticed a silver bottle that didn't look familiar. Now, this should go without saying, I don't play about my hair. My mom don't play about my hair either. I used to get my hair done. She would bring her own products. She was always watching stylists as they did my hair when I was younger. And when I was at the salon, I was doing the same thing. I was watching every single product that he was using. Y'all might have saw me get my hair washed with my eyes closed, but trust and believe, I was watching. I was watching the whole time. So to see something that I didn't see at the salon, I was like, what is that? When I got back home, I go back to the camera roll to get a better look at the picture because like I said, I was out and the screenshots are blank. So that just sent my mind racing again. I'm like, okay, what if that was the Brazilian blowout express treatment? But long story short, because I'm making this story much longer than it has to be, when I got the pictures messaged to me and I saw the silver bottle, I realized that it wasn't the Brazilian blowout treatment. So I'm like, okay, what I'm seeing is heat damage. It's not a Brazilian blowout. Now, I don't know much about Brazilian blowouts, but what I do know is it's not permanent. It only lasts for, I want to say, 6 or so weeks, and then your hair should be back to normal. Going back to like the beginning stages of when I discovered the heat damage, I used the K18 detox shampoo like back to back because I'm like, if anything is in my hair, I want it out. I left this on my hair for like 10 minutes, didn't change anything. It was heat damage. I say all that to say these are the products that he used. I'll put them on the screen. Brazilian blowout wasn't used. A relaxer wasn't used either. It's heat damage. So the next question, are you going to sue? No. A lot of people are telling me that I should sue the salon, but I'm not doing that. If you don't agree, you can pay for the lawyer fees and maybe I'll sue. Or you can just give me the money for, my troubles. In all seriousness, I'm not suing the salon or the stylist. I don't think he went in with any ill intent to give me heat damage. I don't think it was done on purpose. Now, does having heat damage cost me? Yes, because it's my job. But I'm not suing. The next question, did the salon reach out to you? Yes. As I mentioned when I was talking about the products that he used, I did speak to the stylist via DM. I spoke to someone else that works at the salon. They did offer to have me come back into the salon so, they can assess my hair, whatever. But I declined because I'm like, I really don't need anyone to tell me that my hair is damaged, and there's really nothing that you can do. So I didn't go back to the salon, but it's really no bad blood. I just didn't want to go back. And I should mention, because I didn't write this question down, but I just remembered it. People are like, oh, you should get your money back. I didn't pay. The service was comped. It was in exchange for, a post. Usually I don't do that. I'm like, I just pay for my service and let that be that. But the service was comp, so it was no money for me to get back. So now that I answered the frequently asked questions, let's get into how the heat damage actually happened. Because it wasn't a relaxer, it wasn't a Brazilian blowout. It was too much heat. I actually watched the video back the first time, not the edited video, the whole process of me getting my hair done, because I want to say I have like over 4 hours worth of footage. I watched it back and that was wow. That's all I can say. Like, I'm shocked I don't have more heat damage than what I actually have, because that was a lot of heat. You got the blow dryer, you got the flat iron, you got the hot comb, then you got the curling iron, and I feel like they all were cranked up to the highest heat setting. So let's rewind. As I mentioned earlier, heat protectant was applied, but only one layer before he blew out my hair. Goes in with the Dyson, blow it out. Okay, cool. Now it's normal to tap the roots twice with the flat iron, and then you bring the flat iron down the length of the hair. One pass. I thought he was doing that, but when I watched the videos back, he tapped the roots twice, and certain pieces got more than one pass. So after going in with a flat iron, he went on to hot comb my edges. Like I said, I never had a hot comb touch my hair. I thought he was just, going at the roots and not bringing a hot comb down. But when I watched the video, he took that hot comb, brought it through the full length. So think about it. Tapping the roots twice with the flat iron, bringing the flat iron down the length of the hair, certain parts getting two passes of heat. A whole third pass of heat. Technically, low key, my roots are so straight because he went over them a few times with a hot comb, and then he brought it down the length. He did that to the perimeter too. So the perimeter, the hot comb got brought down the length. That's why the pieces are so straight. And then on top of that, to seal it all in, a curling iron was used. So how many passes are we at? Who's keeping track? Let's say 2 with the flat iron, 1 with a hot comb. 4 passes of heat, 1 layer of heat protection. So my hair really put up a good fight. Like, I feel like the amount of heat damage that I had is really a testament to how well my hair can handle heat. But when so much heat is used, you're bound to get heat damage. Like, there's no way around it. So much heat was used on my hair. And when you think about it and really watch the clips back, the pieces that were being straightened, they were small sections. The flat iron was up really high. The curling iron was up really high. You can see the smoke. You can see the steam, whatever it was. I didn't think anything of it because when I straightened my hair, I see some steam. So I'm like, okay. But no. All the times I did my hair, all the times I've done other people's hair, never gave them heat damage. The curling iron, I feel like that's what really sealed it in. Because if you watch my videos, you know, my routine, I don't really straighten my hair often because I like volume, I like body. So I tap the roots and then I curl the ends. That's all I do. So no part is getting like double heat. But at the point when he started curling my hair, certain parts of my hair got like triple heat, quadruple heat. And the curling iron was just more heat. And the pace that you use a flat iron plays a role in the heat damage. He was doing slow passes. The curling iron was also, you know, a slow curl or whatever. I knew it was a risk of me getting heat damage going in, but I still did it because I did not expect it to be like this. I really didn't. I'm over this situation. It's in the past now. I'm moving on. I'm doing what I want to do with my hair. If you don't agree with it, well, it's not your hair. People were in my comments telling me, oh, don't use any more heat on your hair. Respectfully, I'm going to do what I want to do with my hair. Because people like to joke saying, oh my gosh, my bundles, my bundles, my bundles. It's not your bundles. It is my hair. Now, if you've been a consumer of my content for a little minute, you would know I really don't be wearing wigs like that. Frontals, closures, U-part, V-part, headband wigs, clip-in extensions, you name it, I don't really do that. I don't have anything against it, I just don't wear them. So that's not an option. I really don't wear braids that often, even though I am thinking about doing boho knotless again. Even though those ate up my ends, but that's neither here nor there. The ends are getting cut regardless. But yeah, I say all that to say, I'm gonna wear my hair how I want to. So if I feel like the stretch state looks the best, that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't like the way the twist out looks. I don't like the way the braid outs look. The hair doesn't hold a curl for the perm rod sets, for the flexi rod sets. And the thing that sucks, a lot of people like to call me like, oh, you're a straight natural, you're a straight natural. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do with my hair natural. But now that my hair is heat damaged, I feel like I'm limited to the styles that I can do because the styles don't hit. And low key, mid key, I'm getting tired of this hairstyle. But I don't know what to do. Maybe I should play around with some styles. So who knows? I gotta find a new signature style with this heat damage. But yeah, that is it for this video. I feel like I said everything that I needed to say. I hope I said everything that I needed to say because I've been yapping for hours, it feels like. If I ain't say everything I needed to say, just meet me in the comments. We can chat there. We can chat on Instagram. We can chat on TikTok. Follow me on all the platforms because I'm everywhere. Sometimes.